with ZD Newsnet, and you've covered the story and you've interviewed Joe, so we're just going to kind of pick your brain if we can here. First of all, tell us the story for people who don't know Joe's interesting background.
Well, Joe Firmage has been actually in the computer business for quite a while. He started a software company called Sirius back in the early 80s, which he sold to Novell for a hefty sum of money. Eventually got into the web side of things, founding US Web, which merged with CKS. And then it sort of came out that, well, Joe believed in things like technology transfer from extraterrestrials, among other things. And so the company decided that, and he decided that maybe he should part ways with them. And so he's off running his own sort of venture capitalist, and that's kind of where we get to.
Now let me ask you about Joe. This guy is obviously smart. He's a techie. He's made a lot of money. He's a good businessman. Is he a wacko, or is he a credible guy to tell these stories of having dinner with aliens?
Well, they could look at him as our generation's Copernicus in the future, for all I know. He's not a wacko. The extraterrestrial stuff, when you interview him face to face, he tends to, at least with me, he tended to couch that a little bit less emphatically than he has in some other interviews or in his book. But what he's really positing here is that, you know, there could be people from outer space who have come down here and given us technology transfer. At various points, he's come out somewhat strongly against the idea, or somewhat in favor of the idea that the Roswell incident really happened. But a lot of that's only a piece of what he's really trying to do with the word is truth. His
let's talk
website.
about the site for a minute.
So,
thewordIstruth.org. I mean, it's a massive website. That's kind of a book online, right?
Yeah.
What's sort of the bottom line message on that site?
Well, I mean, the bottom line message is that he believes we're in a period of evolutionary change, which is going to see us come to huge leaps in our understanding of the physical sciences, primarily through radical new physics, of our historical role, of where religion plays into our lives. So it's more than just technology. It's society. You know,
but he in the site, I mean, you mentioned it before. Just talk about this possibility of technology transfer from aliens, from other planets or something. What is that about?
Well, what he's doing there is he's basically positing that Joe had an event happen at some point in his life when he was a younger man.
He claims he was in bed or something, and his alien showed up in the middle of the night and talked to him.
And they talked to him, and one of the things they talked about was the possibility of space travel and how it could happen for him. So he believes that we're going to come to a whole new understanding of the laws of gravity, in part through things that we understand now, and in part through things like the transistor that he has argued in some places were given to us, or the ideas were given to, you know, the so-called inventors of these from extraterrestrial contacts that have been covered up.
Now, there are a lot of folks out there who say, Joe is nuts, this is crazy, we haven't stolen the transistor from some alien. How do you bring these two points of view together? They're both credible, smart people who have the opposite views.
Well, Joe... Yeah, I mean, what you do if you're looking at what Joe Firmage is saying is he really does try to couch this carefully and say that possibly this is a possibility. Maybe this is how it happened. How else will we come to these ideas on our own? You know, and it's just depends on where you sort of twist it from there and what kind of mood you catch.
Briefly, let me just say about the web in general. I mean, this is fertile ground for rumors and conspiracy theories and so on. Does this sort of further people talking about crazy ideas, if you will?
I think that you can argue that the internet clearly creates more information for people to get to of all sorts of things that are maybe out of the mainstream. And I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing. You know, if it furthers it and it creates some changes of the sort that didn't happen in the Middle Ages.